Just take my time with this stuff and make sure that I catch it if you can feel it, if it's about to fall. What is up, guys, and welcome back. So at this point I have gotten the question on how I apply KX826 or IU58841 personally, and I thought it was in due time that I made a video on, well, how I apply this stuff. So in this video we are going through some of the basics needs to know on how to apply this stuff, and just my personal routine and some of the tips and tricks I use personally when I am applying the solution myself. But if you are new to my channel, some of these things might be new to you, so I just want to go over them quickly first. The first thing is this blue vial with a dropper on the top. This is when I am mixing my Pyrilutamide solution in the K&B solution myself. I usually transfer it to one of these. This is why I'm carrying the solution in a blue see-through more or less dropper. So if it doesn't look like something that you bought off the rack somewhere, this is because I usually use the stuff from Androgenetic and then I transfer it to one of these vials. So it is way easier for me to store in the bathroom where I usually apply it before bedtime. And then I can keep the rest of the premix solution in the fridge to just keep it cool and in a dark room. Before you ask where I bought this stuff, there's links down below where you can get the stuff yourself from Amazon. And I even have some videos on how I mix the stuff myself and the whole process. You can find them in my video section if you would like to see more of that. The next thing I have is this one. This might also be new to some of you guys. This is actually a nice little applicator that you can buy everywhere on Amazon or other places. If you might find them there, I don't know where you live and where your options are. If you want to get it, I placed the link down below where you can just follow the link and just buy it off Amazon as I did. The reason why I'm using this is, first off, I don't want to get my finger all greased up in KX826 or IU58841. Since that this stuff isn't supposed to go anywhere else than on your scalp and being topical. So while I'm using this, it's way easier for me to apply it to the whole scalp without getting it on my fingers and worrying about if for some reason, let's say I would apply it and being dumb or anything like that, I would pick my nose and put it in my mouth or whatever some guys might do. I just want to be very sure that I don't get it on my hands. So by any mistake, I don't rub my eye or put it in my mouth or whatever might happen. So using this, I'm sure that I don't get it on my fingers. And secondly, it is a very good applicator tool for getting it out around on the scalp. And also the small points are good at breaking some of the sebum you have in your skin, hence making the solution more available to your skin. So now that we have all that in order, I'm just going to explain how I'm doing stuff, why I'm doing it, and then of course show you how I apply IU58841 or KX826 personally. One of the first important things you need to know, or at least one of the things that you should know, is that every day you produce something called sebum in your scalp and actually everywhere on your skin. And this is a little bit oily, and a problem with that is that when you apply the solution, whether it being Pyrilutamide or IU, it will have a harder time breaking down through the sebum and then through the skin to get to your hair follicles and remove the DHT response from them. By removing some of the sebum, you give your IU58841 or KX a better and bigger surface to penetrate when it is going to penetrate the skin and get down to your hair follicles, and from there block any androgen response on your receptors. So usually one of my first advice is that you should take a shower before you apply this. This is also why I usually apply it at bedtime, because I always take a shower before bed, and just when I get my hair dry, I apply this stuff just before bedtime. Also, one of the things is when I'm using the K&B solution, it really dries up in a matter of 5 minutes. So usually I don't worry a lot about going to bed fast after taking that shower. But if you're using something like, let's say you're using the minoxidil solution and add the IU or KB into the minoxidil, it's far more oilier than the K&B solution and takes up more time to dry and get absorbed into the scalp. So if you're using the minoxidil solution or anything else like that, please just take something like 30 minutes before you lay down on the pillow. Otherwise, you might just smear your pillow with your hair loss solution. Using the KNB solution, well, it would sort of rid me of that problem. At least it takes 5 or 10 minutes. I usually give it 10 minutes before bedtime. And by that time, I'm pretty sure that it usually is absorbed, so I can just go straight to bed. And of course, this goes without saying, don't have any kind of hair product in your hair when you're applying this stuff. As you can see now, my hair is just very natural, just as it is supposed to be at this time. It is a little earlier than usually, but this is the best time for me to record a video, so I thought I would just be doing it now in this video. Enough of me trying to explain how to do it, and let's see in practice how I actually do this. So this dropper usually contains 0.5 milliliter of the solution, so I'm going to apply it 2 times. If you are going to apply a whole milliliter in one dropper, of course only do it 1 time. So I usually just start the first dropper around my crown area, and I usually just let it all go down into, well, a big puddle, and I try to pretty fast get back down here and apply some more while I can feel it already running around all around my scalp. So I'm going to be a little fast with this stuff, and from here on I just gently just rub it out around my scalp area. This actually just doesn't take that long of time, but I usually just take my time with this stuff and make sure that I catch it if you can feel it. If it's about to fall down anywhere, just catch it beforehand and just keep rubbing around. You know, try and collect it back up into the scalp and just move it around the right places so it doesn't, let's say, go down to your ear or anything like that. And from here on, I just continue. Usually takes, with the KNB solution, it takes me a few minutes or seconds. Also, one of the big bonuses about using the KNB solution, this is a very fast process for me when I use the minoxidil solution. Well, of course, it took me a way longer time to get it dried up around my scalp area. And yeah, already now I can feel, at some point you can feel a bit of friction starting around with this application tool. And when I feel this resistance, I know that I'm about to be done with the whole process. And yeah, that was more or less it. As you can see now, my hair is very greasy. It is looking red and greasy, just gooed up all around. And this is also one of the reasons why I recommend that you apply this stuff before bedtime, because you sure can't go out anywhere with this kind of hairdo going on. So that's why I usually apply this before bedtime, and in the morning I'll get up and the first thing I'll do is rinse this out of my scalp. So guys, that is more or less simply how I apply RU58841 or KX826 every night before bedtime. The reason why I'm using both of the products when I mention this is that this applies for RU58841 and the Pyrilutamide solution. Both are usually recommended in a 1 milliliter daily dosage, and well, you can use the same method for both products. So that is more or less everything I have for you today, guys. I hope this helps some of you guys out on how to apply this stuff, and if you have been insecure if you were doing it right, well, this is how I do it. This is not approved by any doctors or anything. It's just my own personal experience and how I found out that this has been working out for me in the end. So guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, cheers.